What in the world, Bo? This your boy Big Old Country. Look at here, man. Look at here, Bo. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Finally. Finally it's happened. Finally it's happened. The Atlanta Falcons just won a game. The Atlanta Falcons just won a game. Yes, sir. I'm not lying. The Atlanta Falcons just won a game. What in the world, Bo? For everybody out there that don't know me, my name is Big Low Country. I'm just an old country boy, former football coach that love to sit around and talk about sports. You yourself, you could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you're here with us, and I definitely and greatly appreciate it. First of all, if you watch the show after we're going live already, make sure you put a word in the word, Bo, in the comments. Also, make sure that you share the channel with your friends and family. Look at here, Bo. Sam Cooke said it. Sam Cooke said it. Change gonna come. Change is gonna come. So, y'all know how we gotta do. We gotta show love to everybody that's showing love to us. Silk Legacy in here. What in the world, Bo? Says nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. You could save 50 pounds per person. That's 200 pounds for a family of 4. What's going on, Bo? He says, but the Falcons, yeet, get some. 3 Dirties in here. What in the world, Bo? What's going on, man? Padres in here. Says, what's good, coach? Coach and staff. What's going on, Padre? Let's see. Bad. I'm just gonna say bad. Just what in the world, Bo? So I thought somebody was yelling in my house. I forgot I had the stream open. Oh, my bad, Bo. My bad. I ain't mean to scare you. I ain't mean to scare you, Bo. Padre says, don't get used to it. Look, we gonna get into that. We gonna get into that. My homeboy Shattered Dreams, he says, let Pitts walk. Hello. Daggum. Already? This is where we at already? Good grief. Mikey Breeze says, is that what it feels like to be a wiener? I mean, a winner? My autocorrect struggling as of you're not used to saying it. You're not used to saying it. Rhino's in here says, what in the world, Bo? It's up under the center, Bo. Bo, we gonna unpack it like we coming back from a long trip. Debo Vibes in here. What in the world, Bo? What's going on with your man? Dr. Craig's in here. Says, I'll take the win, but we did barely beat the Trash Aints. Beat them so bad, we want to sign and a happy ending kick. Wait a minute, what? We went and signed a happy ending kick. What? Hold on, wait. If y'all don't know, he's talking about Justin Tuck. Their kicker missed like 2 field goals, and they went and signed a happy ending kicker. I ain't finna go into it. Just go look it up. Look, that's all I'm gonna say. Just go look it up. Just go look it up. Jordan Texas boy says, what it do, Big Low? Falcons family, the new era is here. He says the Atlanta Falcons will rise in 2025, or new coaching is coming in 2026. See, I like how you added the rest of it on there, Bo. Him in here, what in the world, Bo? He says we going undefeated from here on out. Wait, pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. Slow down there, Ghost Rider. Antoine Wartime, what's going on, Bo? What's going on, man? Shattered Dream says we have a dilemma. No matter what I do, woo, you know I'm crazy. Look, that's where we at. So, look here. The Atlanta Falcons won. We finally won a game. You know, after 5 weeks. Basically, 6 weeks in, you finally win a game. And moving forward, there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions. So, you know, the coaching staff, we're gonna look at this show, you know, kind of like writing a paper, and you know, we're coming up with our I don't know. I see where's Coach Ronald when you need her. What's the sentence? It's not our hypothesis. It's our, as you could tell, someone in college wrote a lot of my papers. But basically, we're trying to come up with, you know, the appropriate parts of the paper, and we're trying to come up with that one sentence that's defining the Atlanta Falcons right now. and we're really trying to find out what the problem is. Is there a problem? Is it Michael Penix? Is it Kirk Cousins? There, I said it. We're trying to figure everything out, and we're going to talk about this as a coaching staff. We're going to unpack it like we're coming back from a long trip. First of all, after you mentioned coming back from a long trip, I do want to apologize to everybody in the coaching staff that's listening. Sunday was crazy. Y'all, if y'all only knew what went down on Sunday night, Sunday night was crazy. I couldn't get back to the hotel. Um, all I can say is good times, Atlanta Falcons fans. I ain't incriminating nobody. All I can say is great times, Atlanta Falcons fans. Monday had a whole bunch of stuff going on. Had to get back to work. Work from home. So we were working from here at the hotel. Got caught up, but look here, we took the dub in New Orleans, and um, it's kind of like y'all see on the thumbnail, y'all see old Denzel Washington on there. Whenever Denzel said, "I'm leaving here with something," I'm around the way. I'm leaving here with something. And you know what we left here? You know what we left here? What we left with this weekend or this past weekend? We left with a dub, baby. That's those same dubs that Jameis was talking about. That's so good with the Cajun seasoning. We left with it. So before we even get into the game, and I'm pretty sure it ain't gonna be none of them in here because they feelings hurt. But all the Saints fans that had that. Thank you so much, Padre. See, that's why you're so much smarter than me. My thesis statement. But all those Saints fans who had all that hate in their heart that was just coming at the old dog on Instagram. Oh my goodness, the hate was real. The hate was real. Golly. If you're not checking us out on Instagram, make sure that you go follow me at Big Low Country, at Big Low Kuntry. It go crazy over there. It's going crazy on Instagram. But people talking about our second line look unseasoned. People talking about, daggum, is it a situation where y'all gonna go out here and y'all gonna be marching on Saturday and y'all gonna be crying on Sunday? People I had all kind of hate in their heart, bro. All kind of hate in their heart. Then you turn around, crickets. That's what we got going on. Look, like y'all know me and Coach Ron the tradition. Every year after the Saints game, we stay the week, win or lose. We gonna chill out all week long. The Saints didn't retweet me this year. Where's that energy? Nobody got the same energy. Look here. Last year, we did the parade before the game. We lost. I still had the same energy. There ain't nothing changed. I was like, hey, we still here. We still repping. This year, we did a parade before the game. We had a crazy parade after the game. We did a parade before the game. And this year, Saints ain't retweeting us, giving us maps to go back home. Nah, ain't getting none of that this time. We want the same energy. That's what being a rival is about. You still got to do your talking. You still got to talk your trash. You still got to show up and show out and say everything that you need to say. Padre said, where's Molly Mall? What T.I. said, has anyone seen Molly Mall? Molly Mall, bring your who that behind to the stage. Now, has anybody seen Molly Mall? Oh, man. So, look, it's one of the situations, Bo, especially after, coming back from losing 5 straight games. This is a good way to break the streak. Now, do I prefer to turn around and break the streak after losing 5 games? I would prefer to break the streak after losing 1, 2 at the most, and 3. Now you pushing it 4. Everybody need to get fired. Everybody need to go 5. Like, hey, like what are we doing? I mean, have we already paid for the tickets? That's kind of where we at. But it's definitely good to get a win. Dr. Craig says, what in the world, Bo? Hit that like button. Yeah, so if you can, everybody that's watching, y'all make sure that y'all hit that like button for us. Also, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Come on and chill out with old country boy. Tell your friends and family. There's old country boy that love to sit around and talk about sports, that's talking some ball, that's having a really, really, really good time. So let's go ahead. Let's look at the stats and see, what we got going on as far as this game on Saturday. I'm sorry, not on Saturday, on Sunday, and see, what was the story. Y'all know we always look at the stats to see what the story is telling. Um, so first of all, our Atlanta Falcons left with 5 sacks. We got to the quarterback 5 times. We're getting crazy pressure on the quarterback, y'all. This is looking even better than the Grits Blitz era. D. Alford. D. Alford had 10 combined tackles, 9 tackles solo, and 1 assist. But offensively, I think that's the headline, right? So if you look offensively, you went 16 to 23. That's what Kirk Cousins went. Had 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. That interception wasn't even necessarily warranted. I mean, let's keep that a book. Kyle, we got to talk about Kyle. Kyle dropped it, popped up in the air, tip drill. No, that was the only touchdown that the Saints scored. We dominated that game, guys. Bijan Robinson, 14 carries, 70 yards, no touchdowns. Tyler Algier, wait a minute, wait a minute. This can't be right. Hold on, what in the world? Tyler Algier had 12 carries. What the heck? What? Tyler Algier had 12 carries for 44 yards, 3.7 yards a carry. Y'all know what the number is that what we finally want to do. We actually want to get at least 3.3 yards to carry. If you're not getting 3.3 yards to carry, you're not helping us. Kirk Cousins had a 2 carries for 5 yards, and he actually truck stick somebody. Old man strength. Felipe Franks, 1 carry, 2 yards. The receiving game. Let's look at the receivers. Darnell Mooney, 3 catches, 74 yards, 1 touchdown. One was a 49-yard bomb. Bijan Robinson, 2 catches, 37 yards. Okay. Kyle Pitts, 2 catches, 25 yards. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he dropped 3 passes. Charlie Warner, 3 catches, 24 yards. What in the world, Bo? Wait a minute. Dylan Drummond, 3 catches, 18 yards. What? David Seals got a touchdown. 2 catches for 16 yards and a touchdown. What? Tyler Algier had a catch, 1 catch for 5 yards. Someone said that we ran predominantly under center on Sunday. Well, daggum, why did we run predominantly under center on Sunday? So and before we even get into this, I want to ask the coaching staff, JGP in here, what's going on, Bo? He said, man, this is depressing, man. What in the world? But don't be like that, JP. Come on, don't be like that, JG. Don't be like, get that hate out your heart. If you want to, you can come on over. We got room for you over here in the Falcons fan base. You gotta throw away them gold and black Saints draws though. We look, we can't do that. But I want to ask the coaching staff. This is this is the $1 million question that I've seen everybody talking about. Why did the Atlanta Falcons run so much under center on Saturday? Why do I keep saying Saturday? Good grief. On Sunday. Why did the Atlanta Falcons run under center so much on Sunday? If y'all could, please put it in the chat. I wanna know what y'all are thinking. What please give me your opinion. Because I munch on a couple of goldfish. And I'm gonna try my best not to crunch your ear. Hold on. I'm gonna pull a Raheem Morris. JGP says, this depressing to me, but what in the world? I refuse to do it. You can come on over, Jay. Trust me. I won't tell Big Q. I ain't gonna tell Big Q. Shouts out to Big Q, man. I'm finna go over there and holler at him on Thursday, man. Chill out with him and the family a little bit. Mikey Bree said, snack that smiles back. That's it. That's it. Probably just say, hey, boy, just go ahead and dip this L in some crazy sauce. So, Mad Scientist says, Kirk is worried about the next bag. So he went to the coach and asked him if he could run more play under center. I mean, that very well could be the option. So, just going to go ahead and let y'all know. I've heard so many different theories. I've heard that Michael Penix was incapable of playing under center. People said that the man couldn't bend his knees, or people say that it hurt the man's knees to get under center. I mean, it's tough to get under the behind of a 6'3", 6'4" center. You probably don't need to be playing football, bro. I completely disagree with that. You know, people are saying that, you know, it's a situation where, you know, Zach Robinson only knows how to set up plays in the pistol. I mean, I don't think that's necessarily true, because you could run the same formation. You could run a 13 formation in the pistol the same way you could run a 13 formation, you know, with a single back under center. All the quarterback has to do is take 3-4 steps forward. So I don't think that's the case. What I think is, you about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. That at the end of the day, that's what it is, guys. Think about it. What's up, baby? Oh, cracking? Okay. Nobody tell me my mic was crack. Okay. Y'all let me know if y'all let me know if my mic is still cracking. If y'all could let me know. But at the end of the day, it's like the song that the girl sung when she was getting arrested. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. At the end of the day, that's what it is, guys. That's what it is. At the end of the day, Drake London was hurt. You had Kirk Cousins. And I'm not saying, okay, appreciate that, JGP. I'm not saying this is a situation where it's a fact or someone told me, but Zach Robinson might not be getting the same opportunities in college that he was initially getting, because the offense for the Atlanta Falcons have gotten so stale. At the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do to look competent. Now, whenever I say look competent, Zach Robinson, if you look at the previous games that we played, we ran a lot of 11 personnel, some 2-back personnel, some 21s, 21. You ran some 12s, but at the end of the day, it was one of those cases where he was trying to spread everything out the whole time, just trying to spread everything out. Typically, in an offense where you're spreading everything out, that means that, you know, you're trying to isolate people on the field, and you're opening people up, or you're directing or funneling the ball to someone. But if you look at these stats from Sunday, 3 catches for Darnell Mooney, 74 yards, 2 catches for Bijan Robinson, 2 catches for Kyle Pitts that should have been 5. Charlie Warner with 3 catches. Dylan Drummond with 3 catches for 18 yards. David Seals with a touchdown, 2 catches and 16 yards. Tyler Algier with 1 catch for 5 yards. Less is more. Kids, keep it simple, simpleton. At the end of the day, we ran all these 3 tight end sets. And it's not a situation where this was rocket science. Look, guys, think about this. That offense that we ran is equivalent to a middle school offense. If you go back and watch that offense that we ran on Sunday wasn't nothing that's going to blow anybody out of the water. We caught the Saints with their pants down. I'm just gonna keep it a book. We caught the Saints with their pants down on Sunday. They were expecting us to run pistol. We didn't run pistol most of the time. We caught them slipping a couple of like that Darnell Mooney pass. We caught them slipping on that play action out of center. We ran the ball effectively. Tyler Algier got 12 catches. I mean 12 rushes. Bajan had 14. We just played just basic football and we were successful. Sometimes you don't got to put the raisins in the potato salad, Bo. Look, a lot of y'all gonna be eating Thanksgiving in a couple of days now. Some of our moms and grandmoms are actually working on the dinner right now, right now. So that's out to the moms and the grandmoms that's cooking right now. They're probably in the kitchen washing greens right now. What's up, grandma? How you doing? I hope you're doing good, baby. But one thing they ain't gonna do is that tater salad, which is a summer dish, but a lot of families have potato salad during the winter months. One thing a lot of families ain't gonna do, a lot of grandmas and a lot of mamas ain't gonna do, they ain't gonna put them raisins in the potato salad and try to make you eat them because the potato salad around the raisins is so good. And they're not gonna do it. Also, Dr. Craig with a doggone Superman chat, first one of the night, he says, if Penix can't do certain things, then why did we draft him? With that being said, I love Penix. I feel like it's because the coaching staff is too lazy to work with them. Let Pitts walk with his drop passes. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman. Wait a minute. Well, good love deserves an encore. The Falcons play a good game. They deserve an dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. I had to give that to you since it was $10. I had to get that to you. But I just want to know if it's a situation where eh, y'all see where I'm coming from. I appreciate that, JGP. JGP says it's fine now. Padre says the Four Seasons got some suspect Wi-Fi, huh? Diabolical. Daggone, bro. I mean, look here. We're staying on yours and Coach Ashley's account. Thank y'all so much for opening up your diamond reward status for us. We really appreciate that. Man Scientist says it's shotgun or pistol. Penix gets to see the pressure coming. I mean, and mad scientists, I see the point that they're trying to make with that. But the fact of the matter is that sometimes seeing pressure coming, that's not as good as as you think it might be. If you see the inevitable, what good is it gonna do? But if I run some play action, he turned his back to the defense, and those linebackers or those safeties get stuck for just a second, and then we throw these shots down the field, or we throw to somebody who's open coming across the field. That's a whole lot easier, and that's going to open up the run for you later. That's going to open up the pass for you later. Sometimes you just got to just take the raisins out the tater salad. At the end of the day, ain't no need in doing all that. Padre said exactly. I don't know what he's saying exactly about. I think he's saying exactly. He gave us his diamond reserve reward status, to come, stay at the remote hotel location that he doesn't want y'all to know about. So appreciate that, Padre and Ashley. Thank y'all so much. Mad Scientist says Pitts can't catch a cold. Daggone. That's rough, bro. That's rough. Shattered Dream says, when Kirk threw the ball 50 plus yards, that tells me Kirk is healthy. Okay, okay. Shouts out to Tony Wright says, let's trade Pitts and a 7th round pick to New Orleans for Chris Olave. Man, first of all, we ain't trading nobody in New Orleans. First of all, that ain't gonna happen. Matt Sider says the biggest question would be why Kirk got to throw deep more than Pitts. I mean, than Penix. And that's another good question. It might be because the whole reason that that Michael Penix was in the shotgun or in the pistol formation so much is because he could see the pressure coming. And one thing about playing the quarterback position, I never played the quarterback position myself in person, but I've coached a few quarterbacks, and I have family members who played the quarterback position, and they tell me, "Look here, Bo, you can't just be worried about what the pressure's doing and watching the pressure. You still got to deliver the ball. So you got to know what the pressure's doing. You know the pressure's coming, but don't just be sitting back there watching it. You actually got to do what you need to do and look to see what you can do about taking shots. Kirk Cousins, he threw the ball downfield because Kirk Cousins was number one. Kirk Cousins is trying to secure his next bag. Kirk Cousins is trying to be like Tom Brady and be throwing the ball in his 40s. Y'all heard he just broke he's in the top 20 now for touchdown passes in NFL history. He's trying to crack top 15, top 13. So Kirk said he ain't finna go nowhere at the end of the day. But also, if you go back and look at Michael Penix's games and you go back and look at Michael Penix's stats, one big factor that impeded Michael Penix from throwing the ball downfield, and go back and look at the stats. When's the last time Michael Penix threw an interception? It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without the dough beat to step two. Well, the last time Michael Penix threw an interception, let's see. Let's see. Let's go back. Let's go back. Okay, I'm going back to week 8. No interception there. Going back to week 7. No interception there. Going back to week 6. No interception there. Went through the bye week. Going back to week 4. Week 4 is the last time Michael Penix threw an interception. Michael Penix was too busy trying not to turn the ball over, which is a great thing. And he was trying to keep that interception number low, but he wasn't driving the ball down the field. And at the end of the day, whenever you have targets like Drake London, like Kyle Pitts, and we seen, I mean, he threw the ball, what was it, like 15 yards down the field. Kyle Pitts, he bobbled it, ball went all up in the air. You didn't know what to do with it. At the end of the day, you still got to give your guys a chance, right? But that's gonna come with time. Matt Ryan had to learn that himself. Padre says, "Hey, coach, when you see Big Q, just sit quietly with him and let him get that hurt out. Our dubs come with a grace. Hello, I'll hang up and listen. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Look here. I done talked to Q already. I called him on the phone, and Q, he Q said some choice words. He got a whole bunch off his chest. Q said everybody needs to go. He said he tired of Mario Davis. He tired of Cam Jordan. He said he tired of all them boys. Q let rounds go. But I'm pretty sure when I get a chance to see Papa Q and chill out with the family and everything, it's gonna be a whole nother situation. And I want to ask everybody in the chat, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. Is it uncouth of me? Uh, should I wear Falcons gear to? Should I wear Falcons gear to Q's house on Thursday? If you feel like I should wear Falcons gear, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like I should keep it, just keep it, keep everything cool. Put a 2 in the chat. Just rock something else. But if you feel like I should wear Falcons gear, put a 1 in the chat. If you disagree with me, feel like I should wear something else, then put a 2 in the chat. Either way, I respect you. Trey Nelson said, Big Low, as a fan, we can't get out of control of this one. Win is good only one reason, because we was playing the Saints. But let's not get out of control. The Falcons is a bad coach team. Facts. I completely agree with you, Bo. You seen all the penalties that we had? I seen all the penalties that we had. All the penalties are a result of a poorly coached team. Now, I will tell you one thing. This was the first time that I seen Raheem Morris ever yell at somebody. He gave Felipe Franks to work after a kick return, and I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, Raheem, you trying to get in there, ain't you? Okay, you better chill out. Felipe a big boy." And I don't think Uncle Steve and T Will like that too much. They get naked for Felipe. They love Felipe. So you better chill out now. So but yes, I do agree with you. I feel like and it's just like I mentioned a little bit earlier, Drake. The fact of the matter is that we just hit the Saints with something they haven't seen us do. Like I said, it's not like we did anything that was mind blowing. We didn't do anything that was exceptionally crazy. We just hit the Saints with something they haven't seen before. Um, Jay says I heard Kirk called the play to go deep. Okay, and I can definitely believe that. I would believe that it's one of them situations where the reason why the offense looked the way that it did last year is because Kirk kind of took control of the offense. I could fully believe that's the case. I believe that Kirk took control of the offense. And I could see it being a situation where, this year moving forward, Zach Robinson wanted more control of the offense. And I mean, like, hey, Zach, your pride is showing. And the offense didn't look good. You could tell. George Texas boy said exactly. He said still got the Jets, Seahawks, Rams, Cardinals, Bucks left. Saints again in AT. You're right. You're right. Jay Bird says cause Zach can't he doesn't call no deep plays. I mean, if you watch the games, you'll see that there's people going deep. I don't know if they're the primary receiver. I don't know if that's the first look, but you know, it's one of them situations where um, we don't know what's going on in the meeting room. Georgia Texas boy says, y'all also notice how Kirk had routes going across the middle. So basically we're saying that Kirk was just, that Kirk is calling these plays. That's that's what we saying. Oh, we also got another Superman chat. Coach Willie Doc says, blessings Big Low and happy Thanksgiving. Says we beat the Aints. Defense is legit. Can we pull off the impossible? A man can dream. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Look here, Coach. You're definitely right, Bo. A man can dream. All right, so we got the first poll of the night. Um, Also, Dre says, let's see when we play elite team like the Seahawks and the Rams, Tampa. Okay, okay, upset alert. Watch some Jets Sunday. I'm not mad at you. Tremarcy says the answer to every question is focused on the Jets. Okay, okay, I'm not mad at that, Tremarcy. I'm not mad at that, Bo. So the first poll was, do you feel like I should wear Falcons gear when I go chill out with Big Q and them on Thursday? That's the question. When me and Coach Ron go chill out with Big Q, Mama Q, and Papa Q on Thursday, do you feel like we should, we should rock the Falcons gear, or should we just kind of chill out with it? All right, so Padre he put 11 ones. On the GM, Coach Ronnie says two no Falcons gear. Coach Ronnie, she done. Coach Coach Ronnie said she done turned me down. Y'all see that? The real breezy he says one. Um, uh, 1060 Scoop says one. Rock the Falcons gear. William Paul says all we got to do for now is win Sunday. Look, that's the thing. Ain't no need in looking at 5 games ahead. Just win Sunday. Melvin Emery says one. Shattered Dream says just wear a Falcons hat, low. Okay. I might just rock the Falcons hat. Antoine Wartime, Georgia Texas boy, they all say one. Georgia Texas boy said Falcons down from head to toe. There you go. Padre says, come on now, Coach Rody. Dancing Blasting says, what in the world, Bo? He says, keeping it cool. Drake. Oh man, Jay Bird says Warner needs to be tight end number one. You might have a point. Cass says one. He feels like we should go ahead and rock the Falcons gear. William Paul says, look like Arthur Smith snuck into the building on Sunday. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. That did look like an Arthur Smith offense now. That did look like an Arthur Smith offense. Dante Spade says, go ahead and ride that Falcons gear load. D. Craig says, go ahead and ride that Falcons gear. Don't be playing no games with. Don't be playing no games with. So, all right. So, moving forward, we were talking about how the offense is looking and how the offense looks different. I gave my opinion on it. I feel like Kirk Cousins really has his hand on the offense. I feel like Zach Robinson kind of chilled out a little bit and you know took it a notch down. I feel like he was kind of outthinking himself. And at the end of the day, you got to trust the talent that you have, right? As an offensive lineman, we got this banged up offensive line. As an offensive lineman, it's a whole lot easier to 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 block, especially when you're a zone run blocking team. It's a whole lot easier to block um, pass block whenever you're running that play action, especially when you got two running backs like Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. Tyler Algier, he was running like a man possessed once again. There were a couple times where he could have broke some off, but he didn't get loose. Nando says, "Hey, Lo, don't do him like that. Don't do him like that." Coach Roney says she's more of a Debbie Downer today. Coach Roney blocking my blessings. My biggest blessing ain't blocking my blessings. Let's get it. GA says, personally, I think Raheem and Zach screwed Penix. You cannot convince me the scheme and the game plan we ran on Sunday with Kirk, that was the same playbook, wasn't there for Penix. Dysfunctionally ran franchise. I, and I definitely understand where you're coming from. I know, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, some people said they think Michael Penix was hurt. They said that they didn't want to risk him being down around the line of scrimmage. I'm like, wait, what? Like if it's a situation where you're playing quarterback in the NFL, you're gonna be squatted down around the line of scrimmage. You're yes, you're a quarterback, right? But I just feel like it's a situation where they just simplify things. Um, this is a this is the equivalent of someone who isn't as well versed as they initially thought they were. And as time goes on and as you proceed, you know, everybody around you just be like, hey, just chill out a little bit. Let's not try to do everything. Let's try to keep it a little bit simple, you know. And now, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Um, let's see here. Juan Solo says, maybe because Penix can't read defenses from under center. Well, I mean, but the thing is, Juan, is that what's the difference between reading a defense from the pistol and taking 3 or 4 steps up and reading the defense from under center? I mean, I just don't. I mean, I just don't see the. I I feel like it's one of those situations where Zach Robinson is trying to do what Sean McVay did whenever Sean McVay installed his new offense with the Rams. Whenever they ran that, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was that 11 personnel out of the shotgun, or maybe it was the pistol. I can't remember, but they ran that predominantly like 85, 90% of the time. And then then he got his offense to evolve around that. But he put a main formation in play and then just kind of expanded moving forward. But I mean, the thing is, one big difference is that Sean McVay was the first person to ever do that, and that's something that's been seen before, right? So, um, trying to go to a different team and do it again, I'm y'all don't understand. A lot of times, these teams they watch film on what the team that you're coaching with has been doing this season. They watch what you did previously with other teams, and then other teams with that same concept on that same coaching tree, they'll look for tendencies and schemes that came from that previously. So the Jets right now, Aaron Glenn, he's probably watched some tape on the 2025 Falcons, probably watched some tape on the 2024 Falcons, probably watched some tape on the 2020 LA Rams. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I wouldn't even doubt if he watched some tape on Zach Robinson whenever he was the quarterback at Oklahoma State. Like they watch and they get as much information as they can get to see, just to get any sort of idea of what we're going to do, and they put things in place. So I mean, I don't think it's one of those cases where um, Michael Penix can't read a defense up under center opposed to being in the shotgun or being in pistol. I think that the pressure's on. I think it's one of them situations where the pressure is on. Everybody knew that we were playing the Saints. We're on a 5-game losing streak. We've seen this. We've seen this coaching staff do things that we haven't seen them do so far this season. Before Michael Penix got hurt in the game the week before last, we seen all the coaches huddling around him, talking to him and telling them, you know, you know, Magic City has great lemon pepper wings. I don't know what they were telling them, but at the end of the day, it's one of them situations where they were doing things that they normally didn't do because the pressure's on. And the reason why we're seeing the different offense now, it's a greatly more simplified offense now, is because the pressure's on. Man, Sides, you ain't never lied about that, bro. That man takes forever to call a play in. I don't know if you've seen a couple times Kirk Cousins just kind of waved him off and just called what he wanted to call. And I'm not mad at it. Sometimes you just got to do that. You got to win despite your coaching. Let's get it. GA says the pistol formation was very Manila. Oh, I'm thinking he's talking about vanilla. He says it became so predictable, it wasn't even funny. The great Kurt Warner even called it very predictable. We all saw completely two different offenses 12 weeks after. You're right. I'm look, I'm not knocking you, Bo. It was completely different. Tremarcy says, I love the fact that Penix got some good burn early in his career. The injury sucks, but he got in some good reps. You're right. You're right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Gray. I was like, man, boy, that man said that doggone offense was thrilling Manila, boy. Look, but it ain't knocking nobody out. It ain't knocking nobody out, bro. Look at here. That's an offense that you put in pound cake. That offense was vanilla extract. Oh man, look at here, bro. Y'all make sure that y'all hit that like button. Also make sure that y'all hit that subscribe button. You hit that like button for me, I promise you I'll dance at your wedding one day. Definitely dance at your wedding one day. So another thing that I saw this past week or so, I saw a lot of people saying, a lot of people complaining about the fact that we traded our first round pick. Um, I don't know if y'all, if a lot of people are just coming in here, but I did want to let you know that in the game on Sunday, the Atlanta Falcons got 5 sacks. We got 5 sacks on Sunday. Um, and the crazy thing is that 1.5 of those sacks came from James Pierce Jr. Another 1.5 came from Brandon Dorless. Ruka Rororo got a sack, and Jalen Walker got a sack. Now, question is, that McDonald's ice cream machine always broke down. The question is, do you feel like we got? I just want to ask the coach that question. Do you feel like we lost on the trade for trading for James Pierce Jr.? If you feel like we lost on that trade, put a if you feel like we lost on that trade, uh, put a one in the chat. If you feel like it's one of them situations where we came out pretty good getting James Pierce Jr. and Jalen Walker, put a one in the chat. I just want to know what y'all are thinking. Let's get it. GA says 23 sacks in the last 4 weeks. Very impressive. I mean, so if you feel like we lost on that chat, I'm lost on that chat. If we lost on that trade, put a one in the chat. If you feel like we came out pretty good, put a two in the chat. Because I know a lot of people saying they think we're going to have a top 10 pick. Because I mean, we don't know how things are going to go for the rest of the season. But if you feel like we lost, put a one in the chat. If you feel like we came out ahead by getting James Pierce Jr. and Jalen Walker, put a two in the chat. Now, one thing that I just want to kind of go over. So at the beginning of the season, I know a lot of people were saying that it was one of those cases where James Pierce Jr. and Jalen Walker, everybody said don't get your expectations too high. They said that it's one thing that you have to remember is rookie defensive uh rookie edge rushers, they normally don't make that much of an impact, right? Um if I'm not mistaken, I think James Pierce has like 4.5 sacks so far this season. Um Jalen Walker has 5. I said at the beginning of the season, if both of these guys get 5 sacks, then I'm good. Like if both of these guys get 5 sacks, that's great because combined that's 10 sacks. In a lot of seasons that we've had, that would have been almost half the sacks that we would have had for the season. So the fact that both of these guys are right at 5 now, Jalen Walker's actually missed some time. James Pierce almost had 4 sacks that he just didn't get. I'm good with it. I'm good with this trade. Um, it's setting this defense up to be really good for years to come. Um, so let's see here. Mad Scientist says the Rams would 100% take JPJ instead. Now, I completely agree with you on that, Mad Scientist. JBZ says one. Jeremy Dupree, he says one. He feels like we should have kept that pick. Maybe he thinking we might have could have got a quarterback. That's a whole nother conversation. We might could have got a quarterback. Um, let's see. Johnny, Carlo, Tremarcy, they said they all say two. They feel like we made the right pick getting JPJ. Jay Bird, okay, JBZ says two. Okay. It's Jermaine, he also says two. Okay, my bad. I probably switched it up halfway through explaining it. But they say two. They feel like we made the right choice. Melvin Emery, Antoine Wartime says two. I'm tired of hearing about it. That trade, we got our number one pick for next year. Definitely. Shout out to my homeboy Big Swill in here. He says big twos. He says we complained about not having a pass rusher for years. We finally have one, and the fans are still complaining. It's crazy how that goes, ain't it, Bo? It's crazy. Kind of like having Matt Ryan, right? Like, man, if we could just, man, we lost Michael Vick. We could just get a quarterback and get a chance to win. Had Matt Ryan, still complain. It's tough, Bo. Diamond's in here. What's going on, Diamond? Diamond says, what in the world, Bo? What's going on, fam? Hope you're doing good tonight. Georgia Texas boy says two. Feels like we won on that trade. Tyler Russell's in here. What's going on, Tyler? Hope you're doing good tonight, fam. Georgia Texas boy says right now we got 39 sacks as a team with 6 games left. We would have told you that we would have had a chance to get 40 sacks. Y'all probably would have been like, that would be perfect. As a matter of fact, you would have said, if we would have said we had a chance to get 40 sacks, y'all probably would have been saying things like, oh, we're definitely going to the playoffs. How things change. Dago. Jordan Texas boy says, both already got more sacks than Verse as a rookie. Oh, really? I didn't know that, Jordan Texas boy. Man, so you just put me up on game. So Jordan Texas boy said that James Pierce Jr. and Jalen Walker both have more sacks than Jared Verse had as a rookie last year. And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Jared Verse the rookie of the year? Man, you can't beat that. D. Craig says currently Walker has 5 sacks and JPJ has 4. Okay. Atlanta Gold Man, what's going on, Bo? Hope you're doing good. He says 2. He says he's happy with Walker. Tyler Russell says, could we have gotten Walker in round 2? I don't think Walker would have made it to round 2, Bo. We got to remember he had like an early first round grade. I don't know if he would have made it to round 2, Tyler. Let's see here. Jeremy said, I heard the numbers wrong, Bo. Oh, nah, you good, man. You good. I probably said it wrong, Jeremy. My bad, Bo. Diamond says, too. Diamond feels like getting JPJ. But we're good. We're good. Look, I'm more than happy in, what would that be? Like 6 months. In 6 months, whenever the draft comes, that first night of the draft, to sit through the draft, watch everybody pick who they want, and we'll be good because we got James Pierce Jr. And I feel like him and Jalen Walker is going to transform this defense for years to come. If we would have had a competent offense, we would be running this division right now. Running it. Mad Scientist says, well, I'm going to lay it down on the couch, watch this TV. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. All right, Mad Scientist, Bo. Hope you enjoy your Thursday, Bo. Shouts out to my homeboy Granddaughter says, yo, coach, big country. He says, home of the low country, big low country conspiracy. Beloved, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Legend of the Otter in the Creek. Much appreciated. Much love, Bo. Let's get it. Says 5.5 for JPJ, 4.5 for Jalen. Coach, so far as sacks, Brandon Dorless leads the team with 6.5. If I'm not mistaken, I think Kerry said that Brandon Dorless has the most sacks through 13 games since through his first 13 games of his career since I believe 1982 for the Atlanta Falcons. So I mean that's a pretty crazy stat. D. Craig says, yeah, Bowman, he had 1.5. Ronnie Harrison has 2 sacks. Bro, I mean I don't know if y'all remember me saying this years ago, like back whenever we first started Bigelow Country Sports. I said this years ago. I was like, look, y'all, the thing is that when the sacks do come, the sacks are going to come in bunches. Playing defense, things come in bunches. Like you ain't gonna be able to stop nobody. Ain't nobody gonna be able to get to the quarterback. But once one person does it, everybody else is gonna want to do it, and that's whenever you start getting the constant pressure. Then after that happens, is a situation where it's not just the one-off thing that you get 5 sacks in a game. It's a way of life. Like this is just what we do. If I'm James Pierce, I'm looking at Jalen Walker saying, "Hey, I gotta get more sacks than him." Like we're in the same draft class. Like he at 5, I'm at 4.5, or I'm at 4. Like this is so by the time the end of the game is done, one has a sack, one has a sack and a half, and somebody else got 2 sacks. Sacks come in bunches. And I've been saying this for years, but now it's something that's actually coming into fruition. So look, I'm definitely glad to see it. Georgia Texas boy says we got to capitalize on Tampa with a hurt Baker. The thing is, Georgia Texas boy, is that from what I'm hearing, they said Baker might play on Sunday. They're saying that it's one of them situations where I think it says like a sprained AC joint, and it's on his non-throwing shoulder. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't want to face a pass rush that's coming at me with a non-throwing shoulder. I got to turn. That's the shoulder that's facing everybody. Man, that thing hurts. I think I sprained mine the other day. I sprayed. I think I sprayed mine the other day. That thing still hurt. Whenever uh I was asleep, y'all. I was asleep, but I got up, boy. That thing was hurting so bad. I was like, oh my goodness. You know how you hurt? You just be like, oh, Coach Ryan, what's wrong with you? Man, that thing was hurting. It still hurt. I ain't gonna lie. I had to pop it. I had to pop it out. so it can function right. But yeah, man, that thing was hurting. Jeremy the Priest says, can't forget, we got Watts in that trade too, Mo. Um, yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, that trade was an A. I completely agree. You got Xavier Watts too, and Xavier Watts. I mean, shoot, he could have gotten 5 or 6 interceptions so far this year, but we know at the end of the day, uh, we know at the end of the day that's why he plays DB. Jordan Ted boy said, "Look here, man, we got to capitalize on Tampa Bay with a hurt Baker." I completely agree, Georgia Texas boy. At the end of the day, man, we got to make sure um, we can take steps moving forward. I know a lot of people kind of written us off so far this season. Um, if it's a situation where you don't want to be written off and you need a way to express it, you can do that by making sure you hit that like button. If you hit that like button for me, I promise you, I'll dance at your wedding one day. I don't even know how many likes we got so far, but I would definitely appreciate it if y'all hit that like button. But you mentioned Georgia, Texas boy, that we got to capitalize on Tampa Bay with a hurt Baker Mayfield. Do y'all think we can still have a chance? I'm not asking if it's a situation where we'll win the division. I'm not asking if y'all think we're going to win the division. So go ahead and get that out your mind. Do you feel like we have a chance? Are you saying there's a chance that we could possibly win this division? If you feel like that might be the case, give me a 3 or a 3 in the chat. And y'all don't just be putting 3 up in honor of Coach Roney. If you feel like we got a chance, give me a 3. I mean, even if it's a 0.5% of a chance. If you feel like if you tell me there's a chance, give me a 3. If you feel like there's not a chance, give me a 4. I just want to know. So, and the reason why I'm asking that question is because the Panthers lost, Tampa Bay lost, and as of today, and I'm pretty sure because all of y'all are great fans. I'm pretty sure y'all have looked at the standings. So as of today, November 25th, 2025, Tampa Bay is 6-5 in the NFC South. Carolina Panthers are 6-6. The Atlanta Falcons are 4-7. New Orleans is 2-9. So at this point in time, and I'm sitting here, this is crazy. This is the first time in a long time I'm looking at the points for and the points against. So check this out, coach staff. Tampa Bay has given up the most points in the NFC South with 284 points allowed. New Orleans has given up 274. Carolina's given up 269. The Atlanta Falcons have given up 249 points. This is the first time in a long time whenever I looked at the points scored and we had the least amount of points allowed in the NFC South. Now, points for, we ain't the bottom. We second from the top actually, because New Orleans has only scored 165 points. The Panthers have scored 216 points. We scored 219. Tampa Bay scored 259. You got to put points on the board. You got to put points on the board. But the question is, if you feel like there's a chance, if you're saying even if it's a little bit of a chance that we could go to the playoffs, give me a 3. If you feel like it's one of those situations where we ain't gonna make it, feel free to put a 4 in the chat. Um, I hadn't heard any updates on AJ yet. Georgia Texas boy, shouts out to my homeboy Years out there partying in New Orleans all weekend. He said suddenly 2 games out of first place now. Bucks and Panthers schedule are interesting too. You're right about that, Yuri. Antoine Wartime, he gave me a 52. What Antoine? What the 52 for, Bo? I'm so confused. Timothy Allison, it says 3. He gave me a 3 yeet. Grand Dodger says 3 yeet. Okay. is that Tidonius? Tidonius says 3 geek. Shouts out to you, Bo. Georgia, Texas boy with a 3 geek. Grand Ocean says the Atlanta Falcons remaining schedule 4-7. They got the Jets, Seattle. This is tough. Tampa Bay. That's tough. Arizona, the Rams. That's tough. And the Saints. And let's keep it a buck. That's tough too. Carlo Wiggins says 3 geek. Okay. Okay. Obi said we're going undefeated. Okay. Okay. Jeremy Dupree says 3.5. Come on, Jeremy. Come on now. You can't sit on the fence. Melvin Emery says 2.5. Man, what's up with all these? We in math class. We doing decimals. Antoine Wartime says 3. I hope we could do it. Look here, man. That would be crazy if it happened. TJ Martin says 3.5. I'm on the gate, Bo. I'm thinking it's practically over, Bo. But hey, anything is possible. That's it. Greg Dodson says 4 wins should come there. Jets, Bucks, Cardinals, Aints. It says Seattle Rams are the ones that are tough. Man, the Bucks, that's a tough one too. I ain't gonna lie now. I mean, shoot, any divisional game is tough. Clifford says Big Three, the NFC South is so unpredictable. I mean, that is true. I mean, y'all seen the lead that we had last week, right? Brandon says, Big Low, uh, you a day late and $1 short, Bo. Hey man, look, the title says late coaches meeting. Jordan Texas boy says, uh, could we get Kirk Tober in December? So would that be Kirk Simber or Kirk Vember since it started in November? Let's get it says, nah, coach, the season over with. It's done. 4 for 4. Win this deal on the horizon. Dang go. Goodness gracious. That's rough, man. Uh uh what's that? What's that? Cruising in Dasher? Cruising Dasher? Cruising Dasher's in here with the 4.99. Dun dun dun. That's a Superman sticker. What's going on, Bo? Hope you're doing good tonight, man. Hope you okay, Antoine Wartime. I'm assuming okay, that's the likes. Okay, appreciate that. Now we at 50. Thank you so much, Antoine Wartime. So Yuri, he says hopefully the Rams are resting guys by that time we go against them. I doubt it, Bo. I doubt it. So let's look at Tampa Bay's remaining schedule. So Tampa Bay's remaining schedule, man, it's I ain't gonna lie to you, Bo. It's pretty favorable. If we keep with the book, so Tampa Bay next week they got Arizona, then they got New Orleans. Man, that's tough. They got us on Thursday night football. Then they got Carolina in Carolina. Then they got Miami in Miami. Then they got Carolina to finish the season. That's that's tough. That's tough. Then Carolina on the other side of the coin, Carolina's remaining schedule, they got the Rams. They just lost to San Francisco. They fell back down to earth. Then they got a bye week. Then they got New Orleans in New Orleans. Got Tampa Bay. Then they got Seattle. Then they got Tampa Bay again. So look, both they're playing each other 2 times. They could seriously cancel themselves out. Now, that's a possibility. Playing each other twice. We know somebody's going to lose. At this point in time, we just got to win. At this point in time, we just got to win. Um, George Ted Boy says we breaking Stafford Street. No intercept. I hope so. I hope so, Bo. What's going on, Christy? Hope you're doing good. I hope you enjoyed your time here in New Orleans, my family. I ain't get a chance to see you, but I hope you had a great time. Cardo says, I feel the kid and angels in the outfield. It can happen. look, we have to start going to the games. Everybody start doing the angels in the outfield thing. Look at here. By any means necessary, Bo. Oh man, Grand Isaac says, true Big Low. NFC South could flip with Falcons, Bucks, and Panthers. Panthers had a chance really proved something. Lost in that 49ers game. They didn't look good at all. They looked like they didn't belong on prime time. In all honesty, D. Craig says we couldn't beat Gainesville High School football team right now. Dang, go! Couldn't beat Gainesville right now. That's rough, man. Yuri says Tampa splitting with Carolina, losing to us, and going down to the Cardinals this week. Okay, Yuri. Look, if that's the case, I might need to go down there to Harris, and put some bets in. And so one time says, dang, Tampa gonna win the division. He said, yeah, man, yeah, shoot, yeah, it's over with. It's over. Yeah, that schedule for Tampa, bro. That's what. Look, man, winning those close games at the beginning of the season, it makes a difference. It really makes a difference. And y'all wonder why I get so upset at the beginning of seasons whenever I say, hey, Bo, like, we need to win these close games at the beginning of the season. We should play in the preseason so we're prepared. Because yes, I know it's a long season, but you're gonna lose games that you don't expect to lose. So every win that you can get, you got to get it. And that game against Tampa Bay earlier this season, if this offense was just a little bit sharper, a little bit sharper. If these guys played together in a game scenario just a little bit, we could have won that game. And we wouldn't be talking about being 2 games back right now. We could be talking about being 1 game back with a game on Tampa Bay. It hurts, y'all. It really hurts. But unfortunately, it's this coaching. It's this coaching. Now I know that Coach Let's Get It. He mentioned a little bit earlier that you know we're going 4 for 4 and end up possibly end up being um and I want to ask y'all. Let's say let's say this team ends up going 8-9. Let's say let's say this team ends up going 8-9. Let's say we get 4 more wins to finish this season out. We miss the playoffs. We barely miss it. Do you bring Raheem Morris back as the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons? Because at this point, we're talking about just winning. And I don't know if y'all have noticed this. Nobody's mentioned Raheem Morris anytime in this stream. Has anybody mentioned Raheem Morris? Is anybody say anything about Raheem Morris coaching these guys up and making really great decisions? Raheem Morris called a challenge on a play where I'm sitting here like, Bo, like what are you doing? But it's one of those cases. If you go 8-9, you miss the playoffs, but you barely miss it. Do you bring Raheem Morris back? If you do bring Raheem Morris back, put a 1 in the chat. If it's a situation where you're like, nah, I'm good. Let's just move on. Put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know. I just want to know. Do you bring Raheem Morris? If you finish off 8-9, do you bring Raheem Morris back? You almost get there. Do you bring him back? If you do bring him back, if you say, hey, let's run it back, put a 1 in the chat. If you like, hey, I'm good, I'm gonna pass on it, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know. Me and Coach Ronald, we done talked about it. Me and Coach Ronald, we done talked about it. And look, on behalf of Coach Ronnie, because I'm not sure if she's on here, I'll put it in there for her. On behalf of Coach Ronnie. 2. I'm speaking on behalf of the country family. Oh man. Clifford says Carolina they can't beat nobody but the Falcons. D. Craig says we've regressed as a team because of the coaching staff. You're right. You're right about that. Um, Yuri says the Panthers will lose 4 of their last 5 games based on this schedule. Okay, look here, Yuri. I hope you right. I hope you right. Wait, what? Christian says I have no sympathy for the Zach catfish. What in the world? Oh man, D. Craig says, hey, ho ho. Raheem Morris has got to go. Okay. So Christy says 2. Timothy Allison, Jay Beasy, Melvin Emery, they all say 2. Antoine Wartime says 2. Big no. Bring the defensive coordinator back though. Okay. Jordan Texas boy says 2. Chris says 2, but Arthur Blank is 1. Obi says 1, but with a new offensive coordinator. I think, bro, it's been so much talking around the offense, and you got all of these offensive weapons who are still on rookie deals. You kind of got to bring in a new offensive coordinator. I don't think I think that's the only way Raheem Morris will come back, is that if Zach Robinson's out the door. Philip Barner says 2. No, thank you. You had your chances. Dang, go. Javis says 2. Christian says Kirk was a better OC Sunday for real. That wow. Carlos says 1 because starting over gonna do more damage. Carlo, I ain't gonna lie to you. I completely disagree because I'm looking at Seattle right now with Mike McDonald. You know, they started over. They going to the playoffs. I'm looking at the Los Angeles Chargers with Jim Harbaugh. They started over. They going to the playoffs. Looking at Ben Johnson in Chicago. I mean, Caleb Williams looked like he was just completely incapable of playing the quarterback position in the NFL. Chicago going to the playoffs. Like I'm good. You just need the right people. At the end of the day, you need the right people. Grandizer says 2. Says Falcons got way too much talent. They reached their limit with Coach Morris. This offense should be top 3 right now. And I completely agree with you, Grandizer. It's like, and sometimes, you know, some people, I don't know if y'all have ever heard the term uh, set up men or set up women, but some people are set up men and some people are set up women, right? They'll be that person that's been in a relationship with somebody for 5 years, never get married, and it's one of those kids. It's one of those situations where they uh they end up breaking up. They break up with that person that they were in that long term relationship with, and they end up getting with somebody else, or the other person gets with somebody else. And whenever that other person get with somebody else, they get married quick within a year. They would have set up dude. They would have set up girl. And I feel like that's what Raheem Morris is. Raheem Morris, he's gonna help us get there, but we ain't finna get a ring with him. We ain't finna get a ring with him. Let's keep it a book. Based off of the decisions that we've gotten so far, we ain't finna get a ring with him. And for all of my single folks out there, be like Coach Roney. Don't take too long if you date somebody. Don't be dating somebody for 5, 6 years, 3 years. They ain't trying to get married in 3 years. Hey, this ain't working. I ain't trying to be your setup chick. I gotta move on. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. Kenna says 2. He says, yeah, he ready to move on. 106 Scoop says, I'm sorry, 1006 Scoop says 2, ready to move on. Coach Ronda says 2. I'm good, love. Enjoy. Is she talking to me? Coach Ronda just called me love. Okay, all right. She probably talking to you. She probably talking to one of y'all. Coach Ronda called me love. That gone. Got me feeling all bubbly inside. TJ says, it's really not Raheem, it's ownership. It's Rich McKay and Blank giving the wrong folks power. Raheem is just a scapegoat. I mean, and look, TJ, I definitely understand what you're saying, and and at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, like you can't blame Raheem Morris to a certain extent because I mean, people are just gonna do what they do, right? Raheem Morris is doing what he's always doing. He's doing what he did when he was the interim head coach here. He's doing what he did whenever he was the head coach in Tampa. Like he's losing more games than he won. You can't blame the man for doing what he's always done, but you can blame the people that brought him in, right? You can blame the people that brought him in. It is what it is. Oh man. Georgia Texas boy says, bring in experience on the offensive side of the ball and head coach. I completely agree. I completely agree. Gravedigger says, Raheem gotta go. He should already be gone. I mean, if you keep it a buck, if you keep it a buck, like I ain't gonna lie to you. Tars man says, who in the scat? You talk about sap bap boot up or what bam boom. You talk about that kind of scat. That, that, that. Oh yeah, do you, do you? You talk about that kind of scat. You talk about sweet little dee dee dee. You talk about that kind of scat, right? Oh man. Yuri says, I'm with you on Mike McCarthy, head coach. Yeah, that's look here. That that's my guy. That's the that that's my number one target, Mike McCarthy. We don't know who's going to be freed up during the off season, right? There's going to be some coaches who may end up switching jobs and making some moves. But if I had in the words of Chrisette Michelle, if I had my way, it would be Mike McCarthy all day, all day. Tar says no, that's not the kind of scat he meant. That's the only kind of scat I know about, Bo. Look here. That's that's all I can do. That's all I can give. Christy says, think if something happens to quarterback OC Kirk and Stick has to come in, the plastic slipper will fall off a center. Wait a minute. I thought it was a glass slipper. Wait a minute. We got plastic slippers? Why can't we get the glass slippers too? Oh man, Greg Dugan says, "Hey, hey, ho, ho, Raheem Morris has got to go." And a Merry Christmas. What in the world? Wait, what's the day? It's 11:25. Y'all talking about Christmas already? Oh man, Cruiser Dasher says, shot may have a coaching change after that Dolphins game. Here we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. George Tate's boy says, and any offensive guy is going to keep Ulbrich and his staff. Now Gray might be gone. Yeah. I mean, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, Georgia Texas boy, because Jerry Gray was supposed to be the guy that, as time went on, and if things were getting out of hand, he was supposed to be the assistant head coach that kind of stepped in and was like, "Hey, Raheem, like, hey, Bo, you might want to chill out on this. I think we might need to be a little bit more proactive on this side of the ball. This side might need a little bit more attention. All right, hey, let's chill out now. Hey, coach, you looking like you don't really care on the sideline. Just try to get a little bit animated. Like go ahead and fire yourself up a little bit. Whatever you got to do. That's what we need. But hey, coach, like tighten up. We had. Has anybody seen Jerry Gray? Like, dang, go, Bo, man. D. Craig says, "Man, I'm just praying for the Packers to lose every week from now on, so we can get Matt LaFleur home. Come home, baby." Oh man, that is crazy. That is crazy. Clifford says, time management coin flip, coach. You know what and that's crazy. That's a stat that I meant to talk about in regards to the that Falcons and Saints game. What was the time management? situation in that game. So looking at the stats here, wow. So the Saints actually had the ball more. They had a time of possession for 32 minutes and 51 seconds. We had it for 27 minutes. And a big reason why they had the ball so much is because Kellen Moore, he actually came out and did what the Falcons, he actually gave us our kryptonite, but he went away from it. When he came out in the second half, Kellen Moore just ran the ball down our throats, and we couldn't stop it. We couldn't stop it. We could not stop the run. They brought in Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill ran the ball. He ran the ball 10 times for 17 yards. He kept trying to run the ball with him to get a big play, but they couldn't do too much. But they went away from it. I mean, they were moving the ball. They had a long sustained drive, the first drive in the second half, but they like I said, they went away from it. They tried to keep putting the ball in the air, and we kept getting pressure on them. Yuri says, you're gonna have a great Thanksgiving dinner with Big Q discussing that Saints loss. Whenever I go over there to chill out with Q, I finna give him the business. DZ said Jerry Craig keeping his mouth shut about Rob because he'll be in the unemployment line like Ike Hilliard and Ray Ray if he keep on. Yeah, you're right about that now. Look here, Rod, he ain't finna have no insubordination. 3 balls and 2 strikes says for Raheem to always look at the jumbotron. He is awful at challenge. That's rough. Georgia Texas boy says I'm over Raheem and his death stare, and I was on the hype train. Look at here, man. Look at here. You said that the Falcons will rise in 2025. Now you had to change your statement, Georgia Texas boy. If they don't, we have a new coaching staff in 2026. Well, look at here, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all up, Bo. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming to chill out with us tonight. Thank y'all so much. We enjoyed getting a dub in New Orleans. I need y'all to stay safe. Look here, man. Y'all enjoy some time with your friends and family. Don't be eating too much turkey. Um, but make sure that you get that after Thanksgiving nap. Y'all, please stay safe. Please don't do anything that I would do. Make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. I definitely and greatly appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. Y'all stay safe, man. Rise up. A time down. What in the world, Bo?